So guys, today I want to talk about the notes that I took for the last book that I read, which is Thank You Economy by Gary Vaynerchuk. And if you don't know Gary, I highly recommend to check him out because he has a lot of useful knowledge to share with you, and he's an incredibly successful entrepreneur because he has I think like a VaynerX, which is a $1 billion company. It's quite insane. So yeah, I want to start with a few notes that I wrote. And the book talks about the impact of social media because I think it was published like 10 years ago, but it's incredible because Gary predicts all of the major trends in business and in the social media sphere. So yeah, let's start. Social media has made it possible for consumers to interact with businesses in a way that is often similar to how they interact with their friends and family. And I think this is very, very true because when you, for example, follow on Instagram your friends, it's quite the same thing when you follow accounts of brands such as Nike or maybe even personalities like Gary himself, and any other entrepreneur you admire, you like, or maybe even some many influencers that with their huge following are founding companies and succeeding in creating amazing new brands that are literally starting from nothing, starting from the digital world and building up something real and tangible in the physical world. And a few examples that come to my mind are KSI, which is a famous British influencer and entrepreneur, which founded Prime, the hydration drink, with Logan Paul, another big influencer in the US. And I think we will hear more of them in the future and about Prime. And I think Prime has a lot of potential to join the big companies in the hydration sector, such as Gatorade and what else. So yeah, this is the first tip that Gary wants to suggest, because a business is only as strong as its closest customer relationships. And yeah, social media requires that business leaders start thinking like small town shop owners. They are going to have to relearn and employ the ethics and skills our great-grandparents' generation took for granted. Because Gary thinks that we are returning to an age of direct contact with our clients and consumers, thanks to the social media world that is enabling us to speak directly with our customers on a one-to-one level on social media, such as anything really, such as WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and anything else. And the cool thing is that we had like quite a few decades of growing corporations and huge companies that really couldn't care less about their customers because they were too big to fail, too big to care. And they were basically zero customer service and customer support. And now instead, if you don't give a damn about your clients, they will complain on social media, and they will basically tell anybody else about their bad experience. So you can't afford to treat your customers like the big corporations are doing, and especially like any other company did in the past. So another cool tip, cool note that I took is that almost 70% of people turn to family and friends for advice when making purchasing decisions. So yeah, if you understand the power of word of mouth that translates on the social media framework to simply maybe a written text, or I liked that product, and I wanted to tell my friends, my family, and anybody else that that product is great. The ROI of a company's engagement with the customer scales in proportion to the bonds of the relationships. This is genius in my opinion, because the new ROI you have to consider is not monetary. The monetary ROI is a classic measure of analysis for a company, how a company is doing. But you have also to consider the social ROI, because if you are a company and you don't treat your customers well, and you don't engage with your fans, with your followers, you are destined to lose your competitive advantage, because now the competitive advantage revolves also around the social media sphere, and your influence on your fans and your clients. Other beautiful note: make all the people in your company, including yourself, take ownership of their decisions. Make it easy for them to use their judgment without having to run for approval every time. The wait-and-see approach, the one most companies have used while considering when to invest in traditional platforms, won't work for social media, because first to market in this hyper-fast world has impact. And I think this is such great advice, because we see that the first to come to a new environment, social environment based on technology, is usually who has the most power and who takes the most leverage out of that platform. And we saw that on, for example, on YouTube with people like PewDiePie, that started very, very early on. I think maybe on maybe 2009, 2010, when YouTube had only like 3-4 years, was 3-4 years old, and PewDiePie grew to a massive celebrity, massive influencer. And this happens all the time with the technology. If you are an early adopter of a new revolutioning technology, you succeed before anybody else, especially if you have the ability like Gary to predict where the future is going. And this is very, very interesting. And I really suggest reading this book, because it changed my mind about on the social media. So yeah, another advice is you can't make something go viral. All you can do is put out fantastic content. If it's that good, it will go viral all on its own. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand about social media, because they want to use the algorithm, for example, of a social media as an excuse for their lack of quality, their lack of content. Because remember that the algorithm plays a huge role in a social media environment. For example, Instagram algorithm recently changed from giving space, giving visibility to written content, to photos, and now it's giving more attention to videos, and especially short videos, because it has the competition of TikTok. But if you blame the algorithm for your little results, for your little engagement, I think you are approaching the problem from the wrong perspective, from the wrong point of view. Because look, on social media there is anybody, like the entire world is watching you. So if you don't succeed, it's not the algorithm fault. It's because of the huge competition, because you are not competing with the other. Maybe you are a writer. You are not competing only with other writers from your town or your city or your country. You are competing with the rest of the world. So you have to be a lot better, because the internet is it's like an extreme. You have to be the best in what you do, or maybe even good. Let's start with good. So if you rely on numbers to predict the health of your company, you're responding to shifts and events that have already happened. And Gary wants to underline the problem of relying on statistics and numbers that belong to the past. Because look, we want to change our future, our destiny. So we can't only look at the past, the numbers, the statistics. We want to try to predict what will happen to our company and to our lives, to anything. And I know it's difficult, but if you study the past and you make good predictions, you can really change the course of your life. And so another beautiful note is develop creative work that allows the platforms to work together to extend your story. Because you don't want it to be only, for example, on TikTok, only on Instagram, only on Twitter. You want to have a 360-degree presence online, and you want to create like a brand awareness that is not limited to only one social, one platform, because it may something bad can always happen. For example, Instagram takes down your page for whatever reason, and you can't do anything about it, and then you have to rebuild everything from scratch, and it's terrible. You lost years of work, you lost social capital, and it's a big problem. Last notes: letting the consumers decide for themselves that they really want to know you versus persuading them that they should can make a very big difference in the kind of relationship that ensues. As with your friends, you don't want to oblige your friends to be your friends, because it doesn't work like that. As with your friends, you have to treat your clients and your fans and your customers well, because you want them to think that they have made the right choice following you. And it's not something like compulsory. It's not like they are doing their homework, follow you. You have to be the coolest people in the room, the coolest people on the internet, on the online space. So the first thing that makes an employee happy is being treated like an adult. That means that until people prove that they can't be trusted, they should be allowed to manage their job as they see fit. The second is feeling that his or her individual needs are being met. And Gary, I think he has like a few thousand employees as of now. When he wrote this book, it were a lot less, but now he has maybe even 2,000 employees between all his companies. And he really knows how to treat his employees and wants to help future company owners, future entrepreneurs to treat their employees well in order not to lose them. Because if you have great talents, you don't want to lose them, because it's always expensive, really expensive to hire anybody else and to find someone that can perform the same skills and the same tasks. So yeah, a social media campaign is in the thank you economy is never done. The thank you economy rewards marathon runners, not sprinters. And this is a very, very cool concept, because it's not like advertising on TV that is one shot and one time only. But on social media, it's like you have your advertising running forever. It's like a marketing department that is 24/7 active. And because of that, social media is really fundamental in building your brand awareness and your marketing strategy. And the best ones are the ones that achieve organic growth, because organic growth, virality on social media, every kind of social media is if you think about it, is free advertising, like new customers, new fans, new clients, and you don't have to pay anything for it. So a lot of people are having fun registering their opinions by clicking on the like-dislike buttons they find on many brands' Facebook pages, but their enthusiasm won't last forever. And this is really, when I read it, I was stunned, because this book was written more than 10 years ago, and Gary really predicted one important thing that is happening, which is the tendency of leaving a lot less likes and dislikes, and really, because for example on Instagram, people are liking the content less, because now likes are too much mainstream maybe, and they don't tell anything. Like if you like a post, okay, you are supporting the creator, but it's not like something new, something special like it was 10 years ago. So people are liking content, every kind of content less, and this is a new trend that is happening for real. And yeah, so the stars in this business era will be those who are consumed with their work and happy about it, and have the patience to pursue one small victory at a time. This is a suggestion on how to win in the business era, which Gary thinks we are in a new business era, thanks to social media and the internet. So the message that one-on-one engagement and customer service is a top priority has to originate from the very top of the company. So if you have a company, you are an entrepreneur, you want to be the first that believes in one-on-one relationships with your employees, with your fans, with your followers, with every stakeholder. The complaining customer who uses social media is a better customer to have than a silent one, because a complaining customer is a customer that has a problem with you, which means that he really cares about you and your brand. Because if he didn't care, he would simply leave, and he wouldn't complain. He simply silently would leave your product, your brand, anything. So you, at least with social media, you can try to assess what's going bad, and what are the problems with your customers and with your fans. Talent wants to follow talent. Any creative team who sees that you tried something innovative will keep you in mind when they are ready to job hunt. And that was the last note. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next vid. Thank you guys. Bye.